Greetings, this is Ron Smalek, and these are my first steps on Crontab's Lava Fall server. Lava Fall server is a place for LPers who are going to basically play straight survival and explore and build a little community where we do a lot of videotaping and collabs, etc. Of course, my first instinct was not to disturb any of the houses that are already built, not to really mess around with anything at spawn, but pretty much just picked a random direction and started heading straight west. My path was soon blocked by some nasty creatures of the night, but managed to dispatch them okay, grab some mushrooms, even grab a piece of leather while I make my way across the swampy area here. Now, I'm going to show this video in hyperfast mode because I'm not a huge fan of just straight survival videos. I don't mind doing it, commentary for custom maps, but you guys have seen people chopping trees and making swords and axes about 1,000 times, so for this video at least I'm going to do it in hyperfast speed. Now, I have a little bit of combat here at the beginning, and then you're going to basically going to get into a portion where I do a lot of mining and crafting. And as I made my way across the swamp, I started wishing that I could fly over this water, but I stuck to my vanilla mode, and I saw this person's farm here. I'm not sure whose it is, but it's very impressive. They even have a whole pen of yellow sheep, some netherrack buildings and portals up there, but the thing that really impressed me the most was the sheer number of pumpkins. Now, I decided to take off across what I thought might be a giant ocean, with my render distance being a little bit bad, but I actually didn't go quite as far as I expected. Of course, I saw a floating block and I had to take that out because Mother Nature does have something called gravity. Found my way to this sort of sandy shore not too far from that person's house, and I thought, okay, this looks like it's somewhat untouched wilderness, so I'm going to do a little bit of gathering and mining, and that is pretty much where I began my journey, not too far west of the spawn. So I had an idea in mind of what I want to do on this server. At the end of this bout, 2 hours of play, 1 hour of video, sort of edited down to about 12 minutes at hyperfast speed, I'm just about at the point where I'm going to be able to start putting my plan into motion, and I probably spent a lot more time building a house, a central base, than I thought that I was going to do. Here you can see me gathering a bunch of roses, and actually you should see me looking for some yellow dandelions and some other things as well that are going to help me with my master plan. But for the most part, I'm going to be somewhat like Thadowin, somewhat of a hermit. You can see me gathering clay here, and I'm going to build my house or my central base in a somewhat out-of-the-way area. There are not a ton of people on this server as of yet. I don't know how many Crontab is eventually going to allow onto the server, but as of right now it's pretty spread out away from spawn as far as I can tell, and there's plenty of minerals and ores and things left in the ground and in the caves, so anyone joining, within a few days of this video at least going out, there should be plenty of resources for you out there. And if you do happen to come across what I end up building later in this video, just don't grief it, please. I think this server is not PvP, and it's only going to be people that Crontab trusts, so I don't think we'll have a griefing problem. But basically, I found a plot of land near a lake, and I found sort of this idea, this inspiration came into my head of a house similar to something that the Murlocs from World of Warcraft might live in, and so that was where I decided to start building my my personal home and do some general gathering and stuff with that as a base. In fact, the lake right up here in front of us is that lake. You can see I've got a bed over on the shore, and I basically was the only one on the server at the time. I got on about 4 a.m. Central Time, so I had the server to myself. I was able to reset it today pretty much whenever I wanted. I didn't have anyone to really talk to until about an hour and a half in, and then one person joined, and then right before I left, a second person joined, so the server was starting to pick up at that point. The other reason that I didn't do commentary on this video is because my whole family was sleeping at the time. As I said, it was about 4 a.m. and my son ended up right before I started filming coming in and laying down in the room that I was in, and I didn't have the heart to carry him back to his bed, so I just let him sleep in there while I played pretty quietly. So I didn't really say anything at all while I was building. You can see the frame of my house starting to take shape in the water. I had built, basically 4 stilts with fences, and then I started playing around with different woods to build sort of a roof. I wasn't sure if I was going to build any walls or leave it open to the air, and one thing that I found out in this process is that in 1.2.5 of Minecraft, the half slabs of wood are all the same color. So you can see I'm using some white wood on the floor and then natural wood sort of around the outsides, and I really wanted to get half slabs of white wood, but there was no way to do that at present. So you're gonna see a few changes to the house, but for the most part, lots and lots and lots of mining, and basically surrounding my lake slowly but surely with reeds, mostly for an aesthetic purpose, although there is one thing that I'm thinking of using the reeds for later, but for now it's just aesthetics. And I think the most impressive reed farm that I've seen, what sort of inspired this, was something around Sean V. Martin's Survival World as well. So lots and lots and lots of iron in the caves below, nearby below my little lake. Another thing is, I didn't see any signs anywhere in this world yet. So normally when I play on a survival world, people put up signs saying whose house is whose. I didn't see any on my way here, and I ended up not putting any near my house. So if anyone comes across it that hasn't seen this video, they may be highly curious what this strange Murloc-style house is raised in the middle of a lake. And when I go back, my plan is basically to pack up a bunch of certain supplies and then head off on a particular quest, which I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to reveal it at this point, but I do plan on making more Let's Play videos to reveal exactly what I'm up to. I just wanted to kind of share this with AniStuffs, Crontab, Zbill, Vadawin, and anyone else that I may have forgotten on the Lava Falls server. Just let you know that, yep, I'm here. I may not play very often, maybe once a week, once every other week, purely from a time perspective. And, I do play a lot of other maps and do a lot of other things. I haven't played on a multiplayer survival world since, like 1.1 or 1.2, when the Minecraft Band of Builders server upgraded and was vanilla for like 2 weeks, and it's interesting for a very short amount of time, but I'm just not a survival guy overall. So like I said, I do have a quest. That's what's going to keep me going on this world a little bit, and hopefully I will be able to reveal exactly what that quest is in my next episode. But for now, you can see I've sort of gotten my my spelunking to a point where I felt I wanted to go back and start smelting my iron and converting some of my other stuff into usable product. I also decided it was far and away time to put more torches all around my home so that creepers didn't inadvertently walk up into my home and blow it to smithereens. It is quite fragile, as you can see there. And I got a pretty decent chest going. I got some gold, I got some lapis to build lapis blocks, got some redstone, of course plenty of stone, sand, and then here I'm even making some glass and some other sort of decorative touches for the house, which I will be putting up any second now. This time I actually have a spare set of weapons, and I have enough iron and gold to make a spare set of armor as well. I actually hate putting armor on in these things because it covers over my skin, which I always create and choose a skin pretty much specifically for the world I'm playing on. In this case, I'm just wearing my CTM skin, which is Complete the Monument, if you were completely clueless about that. And the reason for the CTM skin is because the reason that I know of this server is because I was in a conversation with Cold Fusion Gaming and Ani Stuffs, asking them who the good CTM Let's Players were so that I could watch their channels and learn a little bit before I tried playing a Vex map called Gift Warped. And Ani directed me to Crontab, and so I've been watching his Let's Play of the Caverns map. The name just escaped me, but I've been watching that Let's Play, and I've learned some things from him, like how to actually block, and so I said, well, you know what, heck, I'm going to go on this guy's server and support him and have a little fun. And I actually was inspired this morning for about 2 hours to build this little house, and like I said, to go out on my quest. Another thing I found out is that when you put rails underwater, you can stand next to them and breathe because they create an air pocket. So hopefully this video was somewhat interesting to you. I will have a link to the Lava Fall server website in the description, and perhaps I will see you on there. If not, you will see more of my Lava Fall antics in the coming days, and perhaps even become part of the quest that I'm going to be setting up on the server. That is just about it for now. So after these glass walls are in place, I will say good day to you.